Mr. Bungle and Slowly Growing Deaf from the Mr. Bungle debut LP. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
That's the voice of Bungle with us in Toronto studios tonight. With me, Scummy Heifetz and Trevor Roy Dunn. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
What's the most vile thing you've done on stage?
Stuck out my tongue.
Who's that? Who stuck out their tongue?
That was Trevor.
No,
Really?
that was Heifetz.
Is that really the height of vileness for you guys?
I think I put my middle finger up once.
Ooh, was the audience deserving of that kind of rude behavior?
They were screaming and yelling while we were trying to play music.
They were being really loud. And
I had one thumbs up right next to the middle finger, so it's okay.
Well, you know, I was reading somewhere, Trevor, that you said that you guys are really bad live, that it's a terrible band to watch live. And when I listen to this record, I hear a great record. What's wrong with the stage show?
Yeah, what's wrong with the stage show, Trevor?
Well,
You didn't know this, Scummy.
I've been meaning to tell you guys that, you know, things just haven't been working out with me. I mean, my monitor mixes have been really bad this whole tour, and I mean, God, man, I mean, you know.
Well, who goes to a show to see a bass player anyway, huh?
Yeah. No,
Who's got the best costume?
Trevor.
Our chosen images have the potency of darkness,
Yeah.
but all images are mass, and behind these mass light energies we can turn toward light and pleasure.
And so who has the darkest, who has the lightest?
depends who's working the lights that night.
Well, do you change images? I mean, does someone get to wear somebody else's mask the next night if it doesn't smell so bad?
Well, that smelling bad really has no bearing. They always smell bad, so we'd kind of have to ignore that fact.
So if you want to ask the question, who is Mr. Bungle, you can smell the inside of one of our masks.
So there actually is a Mr. Bungle character.
It's all six of us.
Is there a Mr. Bungle image? I mean, is there one? Like when you look at the Mr. Bungle package, there's a clown that looks like he might be dead on the cover holding a lighted match. Is that the Mr. Bungle image, or is there something that's sort of more spread out than that? Something that's shared among the six of you?
We share evil.
Well, how does the evil manifest itself? I mean, you know, how do you make evil look evil on stage?
Through fire.
So there's real fire used, but I mean,
Yes.
not like the Rolling Stones flash pots type stuff.
Well,
Flamethrowers.
instead of murder, you could say the hunt. A pure Paleolithic economy of all archaic and non-authoritarian tribal society.
Who is this quoting from the more academic
he just
stuff
comes
here?
up with this stuff, man. He's on
He's
fire.
super smart.
He hasn't slept in 3 days.
That's Scummy the guitarist?
Yeah.
Hi. So what was it like working in the studio with this? What kind of songs did you go in prepared with? What stuff came together in the studio? And what about all the little bits that tie all the pieces together?
What
Wow.
about those little bits, huh?
Everything that's on there was
Digital.
Yeah.
Yeah? What do you mean, like digital before you got in there, or what?
Yeah, we had all the tape splices done before we even went in.
Well, but can you sort of set up for me what it's like in a Mr. Bungle performance? Like, where does it begin? What do people see when they come in at the beginning?
Usually they hear like a Melvins rehearsal tape. You ever heard of the Melvins?
Yeah.
Or maybe some Godflesh.
And usually before that, they see Grotus.
Oh, yeah. Grotus is what?
They're a band that is on tour with us.
Okay. And so Grotus finishes and they say, Mr. Bungle's coming up next. And then you start the Melvins tape?
Right.
And then what kind of images are on stage? What's the backdrop?
Roadies and technicians.
Amps.
Last night there was a kid in the front row, right behind the barricade, barfing.
Oh, boy.
So
Wow.
that was actually during the first song. That's kind of how the night started.
And what's your first song? What do you open with?
It's always different.
Yeah. We make our set list like 5 minutes before we go on.
Well, do you sometimes open with Welcome Back, Cotter's theme?
No.
That's
We usually...
Not since 90 or 91, I think.
Yeah.
Years ago.
Yeah. Takes way back to our, our first
Definitely
tour. I think.
pre-album, yeah.
But since the album came out, do you do any of the old covers now?
Covers usually last about, 1 or 2 shows for us.
Yeah.
Or like in this case, it's going to last the whole tour. So.
Well, are you guys good enough that if somebody wants to do like a cover, you can pick up on it right there?
Oh, we're that good. Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
So what was the last time that there was a kind of pick-up cover?
Well, for this tour, we have 13 original songs and 16 covers.
My God. So tell us about the covers. What are they?
We have one that's from a Dr. Seuss movie called 5,000 Fingers of Dr. T. And that's the dungeon, taking little kid down to the dungeon song.
Wow.
We actually didn't do the cover for our album. We picked it out from someone else.
You didn't do the... You mean the images on the Mr. Bungle record?
Well, it's all a real big cover-up.
Well, I can't follow this. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. I'm talking about music, okay? Let's talk about
Music? What does that have to do with
I want to
anything?
talk about the songs that other people wrote, that other people recorded, and then you guys sing them live, okay?
Well, in music, the hegemony of the 2 and 4/4 and 4/4 beat must be overthrown.
Is that Scummy again?